Counselors do not do magic.
In terms of peace, that's how you prepare for war. Really.
We need fixing. We are going as a team. Not that you're going, yes, I'm going. It's actually for him. My sexual drive just nosedive.
I remember when I got married, I saw the way my wife prepared beans. It's different from the way I cook beans.
This guy cooks beans like he's cooking for the gods. It's what you tell the counselor that would initiate or that will inform the counsel that you'll be given.
Sure.
So if you don't tell them the exact situation of things, they can't really give you the right counsel. So, should all couples go for counseling? When do you determine it's time for counseling as a couple?
I would say counseling actually is in phases, really. You can't, it's come at different stages of marriage, at different stages of life. So, and you can't have one counseling and say, oh, that's all. It's more like a continuous learning.
Is it actually possible for you to go through marriage 5 years, 10 years, 11, 20 years without seeking counseling?
I think that's more like a dangerous path.
That's really a dangerous route to go.
Very dangerous.
Well, if you're watching our video for the first time, thank you for clicking on. Today we want to talk about the need for counseling, why you should go for counseling, when you should go for counseling, or
the signs to
look out for you to know it's time for counseling. I've actually seen couples that say, they don't need counseling, we're doing just fine. And yes, I know you're doing just fine, but we're going to talk about if you're actually doing just fine and who counseling is actually for, right? We're going to be sharing our lived experience when we felt the need to be counseled and what made us go for counseling and how it went, right? My name is Mabel and
my name is Adene Shanton.
We've been married for 10 years and together we
10 years and 8 months now.
10 years and 8 months.
No, it's not 8 months, really. That's 10 years, April, May, June, July, August, September. 10
years. Together we share lived experiences of how we are intentionally making marriage work and hoping to impart other people to intentionally make their marriages, their relationships, and family work. And how do we do this? We bring on couples here to share their testimonies, to share their lived experiences with you. If that seems like what you're interested in, trust me, it's not a boring thing here. You never know what's coming up next. I'll say you should hit that like button, subscribe, and let's do this together. It's worth doing. Let's go on to what we're talking about today. When is it time for counseling? So, Special, when do you think it's time for counseling? Maybe you just want to talk about our own story, when we thought it was needed. First of all, we had a premarital counseling. So premarital counseling is actually the counseling intending couples go for before they get married. We went for ours, even though we had a distant relationship. We we're dating for over 5 years.
Yeah.
Is it 5 years? We were friends for 2 years and then we dated for 5 years.
I don't know the number.
I'm not sure very well. So we 5 years before we got married. So before we got married, there was a need for us to be counseled. So we went for a proper premarital counseling. Yeah. And then we did that in Daystar Christian Center. That was my church back in Lagos, Nigeria. Mm-hmm. It was virtual because I was living in a different state. He was living in another different state. But there were a few classes where he had to, I came to Lagos for the final classes just before our wedding. So that was when we finalized the premarital counseling. Pastor Kenny was our marriage facilitator. Pastor Kenny, I'm not sure you're watching this, but
whenever you choose to watch,
it's been a decade since we had that first premarital counseling. But trust me,
more than a decade.
It's been more than a decade, but we still talk about it. We still remember some of those things. And I think why we remember it special, I think why we remember it because it was not the traditional counseling that you just do just to fulfill your righteousness, just to get it done, just to check the box, those ancient ways. It was very relatable. We weren't taught on what to do for marriage. We were asked the perspective we shared. It was really very relatable. We can remember so many things because there were so many decisions we made at that time that the counselor guided us to say, how would you do this? Following what you've learned now, following the scriptures, what are you going to put in place for your marriage to work? So it was more like us holding our hands to say, this is how we would do some things ourselves. This is how we'll make it work. These are the choices. We made those choices very, very with our eyes wide open. And I don't know about you, but were you really very, very blindly in love with me before we got married? I wasn't blind.
I didn't fall in love. I walked in love.
There are just a few couples that I remember can say they were not really, they didn't fall in love. I didn't fall in love. I loved him, but my eyes was wide open to the point that if I saw any red flags, and I did saw red flags. There were flags I saw, and I was like, can I deal with this? Can I deal with this? I always say, can I manage this? But he doesn't like me using manage. But can I cope with this for the rest of my life? I entered with my eyes wide open, with my ears stuck out to say.
Which red flag did you see?
There were some flags I saw.
What?
You want us to talk about it here? Yes. We're talking about counseling, so let's not talk about red flags. Let me talk about one red flag I saw. He's a very firm person. He can call anyone's bluff anytime. He doesn't, there's no sandwich approach of being, nice about it. If it's this, he'll say it. And I have an issue with people that how do I say it now?
True, I'm not brash. I'm just forthright. The right word is being forthright.
You're forthright. You're not brash. They are all in the same compound name. And for me, that was a red flag for me. I was like, can I cope with this personality? I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying, does it suit my kind of person?
I'm not a diplomat. I was not given I don't have a minister of being a diplomat. I don't have a diplomatic.
Now we see something and say, are you okay? Why are you doing this? When someone else will no, he doesn't, there's no time to waste in. He doesn't have that extreme patience to be assuming things. No time to waste.
But even though I'm telling you the truth, I'll still tell you in grace, and I'll tell you.
Saying it with grace it depends on everyone how they receive it. Your level of grace might be different on the one I'm expecting.
I will tell you, the point is, let me put it from the scripture. I'll tell you the truth in love.
I agree. I agree. I'm just saying that was one. One flag that I had to deal with, and I decided that can I cope with this, and I weighed my options before I entered into it.
Okay, I'm happy you're able to see it, which is good. Yeah, it's not bad really. It's alright. Back to what we're talking about. Subject of today is I think the first counseling we went for was after we got married. I was in our church in Abuja.
So after our premarital counseling, we went for another counseling, and that counseling was for married people. It's called the Marriage Enhancement Course. It was to enhance your marriage. Yes, and I remember that I think it was 2 years.
Abby's White.
Those are our facilitators when we did that. It was the first time. 2 years after we got married, that was when I got interested in that marriage enhancement class by it's being organized by the church we're attending in Abuja, Nigeria, Family Worship Center. But at 2 years, he wasn't interested. He was like, we just got married. He didn't see the need for it, and I didn't push it. I didn't push it because I knew that it was going to be an exercise in futility if he wasn't interested, if he was just going to do it to make me happy. So I dropped it. I felt if he said there was no need, I needed his 100% consent. And I think it was the third or fourth year. It was the third year. It was the third year, and he said, I think we should give this MEC, it's called MEC for short, Marriage Enhancement Course. I think we should give this MEC a chance. And I asked him, I said, why? I can't remember what you said then, but it was obvious that he was now at this stage I was then. Remember, this was a year after.
No, 3 years after we got married.
No,
Okay,
a year after I actually wanted to. I wanted to do it at first. That was he was now at the stage where I was then to say, yes, let's do MEC, and we went for it. And I think that was one good thing we did for our marriage at that time.
Yeah.
At that time, we've had a child. There's been different changes already. I was now into business after leaving my job. When I got married, moved into another city with this man that is sitting right here, starting a whole new life in a whole new city. And then he also had to change jobs. He went into business full time after working for a company. So there's been a lot of changes. Our life was now in a different climb. Yes.
Transition.
I felt we needed it at that point. So what are those signs that would actually make people know that it's time for counseling? Before I get there, it's actually knowing that counseling is not, you don't wait to go for counseling when everything has deteriorated. Yeah. It is not a bad sign. It's not
a weakness, really.
Yeah, it's not a weakness to say, I think we should go for counseling. Because I speak to people and I just feel there is a disconnect. And I'm like, have you seen counseling? And maybe one of them is not open to it. Maybe one of them is thinking that it hasn't gone to that, we don't have a problem. Well, it's just every marriage goes through twists and turns. Yeah. Why should we go for counseling? I think people they see it like
counseling is for the weak.
Yes, it seems like I don't call it a death sentence, but it seems like your marriage should actually be going through turbulence. It should actually be going through storms before you say you want to go for counseling. No, you don't wait for the storms to come. You don't wait for turbulence in your marriage before you say you want to go for counseling.
One of my favorite quotes is, in time of peace, that's how you prepare for war. Really, when everything seems calm, that's the best time to really go for continuous learning.
That's wisdom. That's wisdom.
It's called continuous learning, really. It's also in your professional life, there's continuous development or personal development.
That's the truth. You're going for more courses. Doctors are going for more certifications. Yeah. Trust me, even for businesses, you're doing more things. You're acquiring a new skill, acquiring new knowledge and everything. But it comes to what decides our life every day, and we're waiting for trouble to come before we say we need to be counseled. I think it's a major thing that couples need to come to that level to say, we don't wait for the storms to come. We prepare for those days, because you're going to be with this man for the rest of your life, a whole lifetime.
Which man are we talking about? I'm taking it too serious now. It's not that.
No, special, because I feel it's
not that deep. Don't worry.
I feel it's a whole lifetime. And trust me, everybody I've spoken to in this thing called marriage, there's never been anybody that says,
the word of shagging.
It's been so sweet. It's been. I have never seen anyone that say, "Oh, it's been heaven on earth." It's been. I feel it's not been realistic. I feel you really have to see it as it is. Yes, it's going well, but what are you doing for it to go well?
You're putting in the work.
Yes. What work are you putting in to make it go well? It is not a bed of roses. I can say that.
So serious this time around.
All right, let's talk about the signs. What are those signs when you start seeing these things in your marriage, you know that there's actually a need for you to go for counseling?
I think it's about we're having the same fights and there's no solution. I think do you want to share the second example we had when we had to go for the second counseling, really?
The second time we had to seek counseling in our marriage of over a decade now was years ago. I can't remember what year was that. Was it year 7 or year 6 or year 7? My sexual drive just
nosedived.
Just nosedived. Sincerely, I didn't. Every other thing was going well. We were communicating. The good thing was that we're talking about it. I just tell him, I don't feel like. I don't feel like. I'm trying to be really very, very okay with, sharing this, because I don't know who might be watching it, if they are, under 18s watching this, but my sexual drive nosedived. It was really a major thing for us over some time, for months, right?
Yeah.
For months, the drive was not there. I didn't feel anything like it. It became like a choice. It became like a big deal. When I think of it, it was giving me headache. It was seeming like I was going to climb a mountain. And then we were talking about it. I'll tell him, this is how I feel, every other thing. And in the midst of it, there was, family in the midst of it. Every other thing was going on in our life. So sorting out all those other things and then coming home at night to say, remember it, like I said earlier, everything was going other smoothly. We were talking about this, but we couldn't pinpoint what the issue was. We had hands, we talked about this, we researched, yes, we actually researched, we looked for videos, we read books, what could be the issue. And as Christians, we had hands to pray about this, to say, God. In fact, it got to a level that anytime we are attempting, oh, pray for us, Holy Spirit, come.
It's not that deep.
I feel so funny, but it was that, because I had to pray, God, please help me, give me the urge, and then it just got to a point that we said, we need to talk to someone. We realized we needed to talk to someone, so we reached out to an older couple.
A marriage counselor.
No, I have to start from to say, because we had a relationship with them. They are certified counselors. They are licensed relationship practitioners here in the UK. And we had to reach out to them to say, this is what is happening. And right on that phone call, I don't know how many minutes we spent in that first call, but right there, we had an idea of what to do next. It just, we just talked about it to say, oh, this is it. And say, okay, Mabel, can you think about this? Where could it be from the past? Could it be trauma? Could it be what you're going through? Talk about these things. They just gave signpost of this could be it. These are possible factors that might be leading to this. And right on the call, something was already coming together to say, oh, focus on this point. So that's the most recent I can talk about when we needed or when we had to go for counseling. It was the same issue. We're going over it and over it again. And I can tell you that something like that had the possibility of tearing us apart. Yes. If you're married as a couple and it's been a while that you guys have, had sex, it's a issue. It's an issue. There's something that could be wrong. There's something is not something you should be comfortable about. I know it might be distance, but that you guys are living together, and then sex is becoming a chore. It's becoming a major thing. It's becoming something you always quarrel about. I don't even want to hear that, oh, there's been a month or 2 months. It's not as if someone traveled. It's not as if someone is having health challenges, and there's not been
7 days a week.
So it's actually a sign for you to see that
it's a big issue, really.
It's a big issue. Something can come out of this that will be detrimental to your marriage. So you have to seek counseling at that point.
I think another sign really that I can actually point out is when you're actually becoming roommates. And there's no
instead of partners.
Instead of partners, you're becoming more of roommates. It's more like we function based on the things that need to be done in the house. You do this, I do
You already
this,
know that you take the children to school. I already know I have to do the laundry, and we're just living like that. There is less connection. There is less bonding. There are less things to talk about when it comes to emotions. We are now talking more about bills, about chores, more about activities.
Yeah.
There's trouble.
That's a sign to actually seek
There's
counseling.
trouble.
Really.
There's trouble. You have to seek a counselor. You have to talk about it first. Sometimes, I think when you talk about it, you actually know that at this point, it is beyond us already.
Yeah.
We have to seek someone, because when you're talking about something, or when you talk about something as a couple and there is no solution, and you don't get ahead with it, first time, second time, definitely you need help. You need help.
I think if I can flash back my mind, and while the first one we went for counseling, I remember more like a sign that I noticed was I was more like walking on an eggshell, really, because every time I want to say something, I'm all like, oh, being careful, or how will she receive it? What's your perception about it?
That was the first thought you're married.
That's what I said. So I think counseling might be of help, really, because I was trying as much as possible not to hurt you in any way, but the more I tried not to,
The more it's getting into trouble.
so like, because everything I say, I just misconstruing my point or not getting it clear. You're not getting my point, or my point was not coming across
the way you're
rightly. So yeah, I think the best way to actually do that, we went for that counseling.
reach out to someone else.
It was very helpful at that time, really.
I think another sign you know that it's time for you to get counseled as a couple is when you're navigating possibly big life transitions, maybe relocation, parenting, change of jobs,
new baby, actually, really.
Yes, and even loss or health challenges. These are issues that when it happens to a couple, it shakes the core of your marriage.
Sure.
There will be, different ways the other person is accepting it. Possibly, let's take for an example, you just got married. Things are nice. I usually say you'd never have an idea of how you will be when you become a wife, when you become a mother, when you just get married. It's something that nobody prepares you for. You don't even know, you don't even have the capacity to know that you would be this brash, or you will be this kind, or you'll be this patient. You just, it's what you see is what you get. You just got married, things haven't changed, and you just took in, you're expecting a baby. In a year or 2 years' time, you become parents. It's a whole life change. Things are going to change. Your capacities as an individual will be stretched, because you are not just managing yourself, you're managing your partner too. Those are some of life transitions that would happen, and if you feel that things are out of place, you might just need help at that time to seek counsel. Or maybe there is loss, maybe loss of a child, loss of a family member.
Yeah.
It's a lot to go through, to manage at that time as a person. And if you're not doing well, managing it too well as a couple, you definitely need to reach out for help.
Yeah. What should you look out for
when you're in counseling? Well, there are some tips that could help when you're being counseled.
One thing I can actually say is just be open-minded, really, because it's not that you don't know, but just that it helps you to. It's actually a phase in life, really, because there are different stages of life to learn, unlearn, and relearn. You need to be open, and because nobody has a monopoly of knowledge
no.
or life, as the case may be. So we always have to be open to learning things, or a better way to do things. Just like the way you've been turning your eba in one direction,
What
or
is
your
eba?
food. The way you've been preparing your food in one direction,
Exactly.
you can actually learn how, in another way to do it, really. Because I remember when I got married, I saw the way my wife prepared beans. It's different from the way I cook beans growing up, really.
This guy cooks beans like he's cooking for the gods.
So I have to.
And I come from a background that when we are cooking beans, we cook beans to make it jolly, to make it really attractive, to other things, condiments, For my husband, I just cook beans
easy.
like, you must eat these beans like sacrifice. Well, that's by the way. So it helps when you are open, when you're not defensive, when you're not defensive. I see a lot of couples being defensive when you're trying to, you come for coaching. You actually called me to say, oh, talk to us about this. We are going through this and we felt we should share it with you. And then we are talking, you're being defensive, If you're going to be defensive, then maybe you didn't need someone else to come into this situation, or to come into this space with you. Be open to yourselves. Know that you are in this together with your spouse. Yes, I don't like how you do this, or this is how it makes me feel. Being open to say, this is actually the issue. Because if you're not open, you'll still go back after the counseling and remain the same. Counselors do not do magic. It's what you tell the counselor that would initiate or that will inform the counsel that you'll be given.
Sure.
So if you don't tell them the exact situation of things, they can't really give you the right counsel or the relevant counsel. So it's what you give, that's what you take. It's just like going to meet your doctor. And you say, doctor, I'm feeling headache on this side. And more than that, you're not only having headache, you're having stomach pain, you're having menstrual pain, you're having a lot of things. But you told them one, they will only give you a paracetamol. And trust NHS. Go with paracetamol 2 every 4 hours, 2 8. Don't take a maximum of 8 in 24 hours. So it's the signs that you open up with. That's the kind of counsel you get. Be open.
What you just practical tips. Number 1 is be open.
Don't be defensive.
Another point is we're going for counseling. It's not, we go as a team, and not that they're going to fix my partner. Really, I think it's that mindset really that attending counseling or going for counseling is you fixing my partner, really, me not seeing where I also need help.
If you go with that mindset, you won't get the results.
You won't learn.
You're actually going to say, we need fixing. We're going as a team, not that you're going, yes, I'm going. It's actually for him. And then when they are talking, and it actually helps you to condition your mind. So when you're getting those counsel, your mind is only focused on what your partner should do, because you fixed your mind that this is the person that needs fixing. You're not being open-minded to know this is your part. This is what affects you. This is what you should do. Imagine if everybody is hearing for themselves.
Yeah, I think that's the right word, really.
Yes. So hear for yourself. This is what I'm supposed to do. And he is also hearing for himself. This is what I'm supposed to do. And that is what gives you a result. As a team, not that, yes, talk to him. He's a man. And everybody, I'm pointing my hands to him. He's pointing my hands, and nothing gets solved. Go as a team, not thinking that your partner is the one that needs to be fixed. What else?
Can you calm down?
I don't know. I'm chatting about it, but because I just feel it's a major point. It's a major part.
People will run away.
But will you run away? Am I taking this into serious than it is? But it's actually very serious. Sorry if I'm really coming out really, 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 really serious. But I think it's just because of the severity of the issue. It's a serious issue, right?
Another point to note is that we should commit to apply whatever the counselor is instructing or saying. Really, because it's one thing to hear, it's another thing to apply what the counselor is actually.
If you don't apply, nothing will happen. Counselor will take their money, they will go and calm down. Your problem will still be lingering, in fact, to even be more. And that's what I see when people tell, I've been in counseling before, nothing happened. There's something that happened. What happened was that one of you was exactly
take on the advice or to execute it. So there's no way.
And it's not magic.
So it's like you go to the doctor or they prescribe you medication
and you don't take it.
You don't take the medication and
nothing will happen.
You're not seeing the results.
I have never seen any counseling that was not effective when the couple choose to apply whatever they have been counseled on.
Spot on.
Yeah.
The next point, my darling.
What was the next point?
Find the right counselor.
So how can one find the right counselor?
So if you're having financial issues, really, maybe both of you are actually running in debt, you're overspending, and you're looking forward to actually put a break on your spending habits. So it might be good to look for a financial counselor to help you manage your finances, to review all your outflows and all your inflows and see the best way to actually, budget wisely and spend within your means and see how you can clear all your backlogs. So you look for a counselor in that area. Another thing to look for is if you're having issues in your marriage, look for a marriage counselor. If you're having issues regarding children, there are professionals in that area. Look for a counselor that meets the needs you're actually looking forward to. Really.
Sorry to interrupt, Special. One recent knowledge I've gained is that in a case where a couple is coming from, a setback that's been caused by infidelity by one party, it would really be helpful if you seek counsel from an infidelity
expert.
I think they call them infidelity repair strategies or something. So it's not even all counselors that can actually counsel you on the issue of infidelity. Yeah. There are actually some counselors that that is what they studied, and that is what they are major in infidelity
recovery.
Infidelity recovery specialists. Yes, infidelity recovery
experts.
Yeah,
sex coaches.
Yes, sex coaches. I forgot to mention that second counseling we had, the counselor actually referred us to a particular book that answered most of our questions. It was a book of, what was the title of the book? I can't remember. But it was a book of
you put the link of the book.
I shall put the link of the book. It was a book of it was a book for couples who wanted to revive their sex life. I think I'll just put it like that. I can't remember the title of the book, but the book is steaming, it's hot. I think I'll leave it. I'll leave it there. Right. But that was it, and we had to read it. In fact, the first day I read the first chapter of that book, there was deliverance. There was healing.
I don't know what you're talking about, really.
You don't?
No,
like you don't.
What?
Yes. So there are things like that. The counselor will just know that, this is what you need. Yeah. This is the area you need, and this is what you need. They had to refer me to that, and she said, when you read the book, you feel you need to go deeper. I can actually refer you to the author. She is the lady.
Yeah, we should reach out to her, right?
Yeah, let's stop there. But we didn't need to reach out because the book solved, most of our problems.
I think I need to give her a call again. We finished the book. Now it's time to give her a call.
What does that even mean?
Book a session. Back to the... So in wrapping up, really, just ask this question. Does counseling mean weakness, or is it a sign of weakness?
Well, what do you think? Is counseling a sign of weakness? Mm-hmm. When was the last time you had counseling? I won't be surprised if some people will say they've not been counseled for over a decade. Hallelujah, congratulations. But I think if you don't even, let's say your marriage is just going jolly and you're good, there's always a better place. That's what I want you to know. Let's say your marriage is, you're cool, you're good. You're not like us that had an issue at some point or had another issue some years ago and we needed counseling. Let's say you're good, but trust me, that is not the best place for your marriage. There is always a place called better. Is that the word? Yes. Yeah. So you need that rejig. And marriage is such a long time. I'll always say on my videos, marriage is such a long time. I'm going to live with this man for the rest of my whole life, as God permits. Why should I just be okay, just being the normal, just being I feel it's too boring, and it's such a dangerous place to just stay and say, we're just doing fine. I feel you should want to improve on your marriage. You should want to know yourself, relearn, unlearn, because things are changing. This person is changing. This guy is changing. This guy you're seeing now is not the same guy I got married to.
I'm not a guy.
You're a man.
Influence.
You're a man. This man. It's not the same man I got married to, years ago. I don't even want to start talking about the changes. Maybe we'll do that video for that, to see the way you've changed. Special.
So you're talking about counseling.
We need to talk about it. So things are changing. You're now in a different place, more children, new job, a lot of life changes. You want to improve on your marriage, go for something. You might not be for counseling. You might go for a marriage course, an enhancement course, a booster course. If you go for this, if you go to these marriage courses, let's see if I'll be able to put some academics to the link. Like is it Innovate, Joanne's Academy? We've got a couple of trusted counseling academies or counseling institutes that we can link up on the description of this video, and you'll see different courses. So they're not courses that you go when you have problem and you say, oh, you people are fighting. I think counseling actually becomes very difficult when you let it get to that level that someone is fighting and someone is breaking someone's head. At that point, it is then a recovery process.
I think the what we're trying to drive out in this video is that counseling is more like you're taking your car for regular checkup.
It's a must.
So before your car actually breaks down, if you have taken it for a service, you'll be able to identify what the issue might be ahead of time before the car actually breaks down. So it helps you. Then also another point we're trying to drive in this whole video is counseling is not a weakness, it's not a stigma that your marriage is not doing well. No, but you're just trying to get it better, like you said. It can be better.
It can always be better.
It can always be better. You can always have the best of marriage in life, and you always enjoy.
And it's a journey.
And there are different phases, different stages of life. And life happens. And I think I listened to one of the summer dreams. Life is deep as well, so you don't know what your partner might become or turn out to be if you face a particular transition or major challenges in life. Counseling equips. It's better. It help you to be well equipped for any challenges ahead of life. Really, any successful couple that have journeyed this path of marriage over the years have exposed themselves to different tools, resources, continuous learning and personal learning in form of counseling at one point or the other, and they're getting better off. They're becoming better at it over time. That's my own closing remark really here, that counseling is good. We've been a part of it over and over time, and we're always continuously looking forward to
ways to get better
off on how
to improve our marriage.
And for a solidified marriage, it reflects on the family, it reflects on the children as well. It helps the children mental health to be able to stabilize, and they matured very, not mature fast. The children are growing in an environment that is well loved, and they can see results. They are emotionally stable. The children are emotionally stable because the parents are emotionally stable, because they are exposed to knowledge, they are exposed to continuous learning, they are exposed to counseling as well. I hope this video have actually helped you in one way to learn that counseling is not bad. But
so, is counseling for you? Let me hear your comments. So put it on the comments. Is counseling for me? Or I don't need counseling. I think I need counseling. What's your thought on counseling? When should a couple think of going for counseling? Remember, if you're at a stage where you feel you don't need counseling, you're actually robbing your marriage of being better. Let's hear from you. If you've watched this video till this time, I'm saying this. Put on the comments.
It's not that serious.
I want you to put it on the comments. I hear you.
It's not that deep. Just take it easy.
If you watch the video to this time, I want to say it on the comment. I just want to be I just want to be hopeful that someone has, gained 1 or 2 pieces from this, because that's our hope. That's why we do this for now. Hoping that these talks we usually host on our channel encourages someone, speaks to someone, it's impactful, and we're not just blabbing and we're not just showing off. We're actually saying something that helps someone, that helps a marriage, that helps a relationship. So if you've watched this video till this point, I want to see the comments. I hear you. Right on. I just want to see something to say. I watched it this time and it would make me happy. It will mean a lot to me.
She will come on your way next video.
Subscribe, like, share, comment.
My daughter will say smash the
like button.
Subscribe button.
It helps YouTube to push this video to people who need it. It's not just for you. So please subscribe, like, comment, and we'll see you on this next video. Click it.
Ciao. Come on.
Come on, kids. You see my force. Thank you, special.
You didn't kiss me.
Let's hope that thing is recording. Let's hope it's recording first. We'll not snap picture for the thumbnail. Jesus, it's a lie. It's not recording.
That's why I come inside, Jerry.